Niho Niho Remoho, Chapter 2. Niho Taiku, and so, Mizeha non kansa, I was alone for a long time. Seshao, lacking, lo prenu, people. Poi mikeha kahe faci tavla, that I could actually talk to, kuho. Shohu lonu spofu, until something broke down. Buhu lo kutatuha pohu la Saharas, in the Sahara Desert. Buza lo nansha beli cha, 6 years ago. Ida bajo porpi nehi lo mimatra, something had broken inside my engine. Imikansa genai lo mihishre, ginai lo sevinji prenu. I was accompanied neither by a mechanic, mihishre, minji shertu, nor by lo se vinji prenu. The X2 of Vinji is the passenger of the plane. So, lo se vinji prenu are just passengers. Iseki hubo, for this reason, mi puho bredi, I was not yet ready. Lonu non kansa troshi, to try alone, lonu snada lonandu nushikre, to succeed at the difficult repair. Ilo shuntu shusrana, the matter pertained to loduhu, whether mizaho jmive gihikao mrobiho, I would still live, or if I would die. Imi ponse lo jashu poi kahe pinche zeha lo jedi beli suhe bi poho. I had water that I could drink for at most 8 days. Suhebi, at most 8. Lo jedi beli suhebi, a period of time of at most 8 days. Niho shalo pamoi vanshi, the first evening, mi sipna buhulo shanre, I slept on the ground. Or a farm? I forget. The sand. Whoops. Key. Now this is the bupafaka meaning of key, which tags, in this case, tags asumti and marks it as the frame of reference for a following tense. So, ki lo sechab jutumla says that we're looking at lo sechab jutumla, the inhabited terrain, inhabited part of the world. Vu, and then from there, we are a long distance away. Vu lo minli belikiho, 1,000 miles from the inhabited world. Imismadu lo porpi bloti prenu, no ispana lo fultapla. Buhu lo chamsi miju, kuho lo kasepli. So, mismadu, and then a really big constituent, and then lo kasepli. I was more separated than lo porpi bloti prenu, a broken boat person. So a castaway. No ispana lo fultapla, who was on top of a raft, of a floating tile, I think. Buhu lo chamsi miju, in the middle of the ocean. Kuho. Isekihubo, therefore, dokahe sechanri lo numise spaji. You can imagine that I was surprised. Lo nu sha lo shoha donri, that at the break of day, the start of daytime, lo chajmi keshmalu voxa, a funny little voice, mishikigao, woke me up. Ive shusku dihe, the voice said this. I eho kopirfihi lo lanpanzi sevahumi. Please draw a lamb for me. Ikeho, come again. Ikopirfihi lo lanpanzi sevahumi. Draw a lamb for me. Niho mishoha sanli filo mijamfu. Tailo nudahi miselindi. I got up on my feet as if lightning struck me. The X2 of Lindi is where the lightning goes to. Imisharmi satre lomikanla. I strongly rubbed my eyes. Imisharmi shatlu. I looked intensely, strongly. Imiviska lo tolfadni keshmalu prenu. I saw an unusual small person. Noi junri landlimi, who was seriously, earnestly analyzing me, looking me over. I dihe chagrai pichra beho, noi mi bazas nada lo nufintikeha. Here's the best picture of him. Noi mi bazas nada, that I will succeed to draw. Ikuhiliha lo mi pichra shu muchem lesha. But of course my picture is much less than lo se pichra, the depicted thing, the real little person. Lo kasemanchi. It's less than the real thing, than the depicted person, at being an object of wonder, at being wonderful, at being amazing. Imina fuzme. I am not responsible. It's not my fault. Imisetolchlu lo makshu prenu. I was led away or disheartened by the grown-ups. Lonu pilarshu sejibri. From discouraged from being employed in being an artist or art. K. And then when did this toluchlu happen? Sha lo numinansha lichake, when I was 6 years old. Gihenai shilre filonu pirfihi. And so I did not learn how to draw nahebo, things other than lo sincherboa, boa constrictors, poi kalri gihaganlo, open or closed. Niho mishatlu lo tolshanshi. I looked at this appearance, this thing that had appeared. Faulonu, at the same time as lomikanla shu barda shukla. My eyes were big circles. Sejahelonu spaji, as a result of the surprise. Ikonatol morji, don't forget, loduhu mizvati, that I was. And then we have ki again. Ki lo sekabjutumla, from the inhabited world, vu lo minli beli kiho. I was 1,000 miles from the inhabited world. I kuhi lo shmalu prenu, but the little person, na simlu, did not seem, lo kafarshri, to be lost, giha tatpi morsi, or dying of fatigue, of tiredness, giha chagji morsi, or starving, giha taske morsi, dying of thirst, giha terpa morsi, or dying of fear. Ipanasai simlu loka verba. He did not at all seem to be a child. Sho, what kind of child? Far shri lo miju belo kutatuha, who had lost their way in the middle of the desert. Ki lo sekhabshitumla vu lo minli beli kiho, 1,000 miles from the inhabited world. Imi shalonu wo snadalonu tavla. So when I succeeded to talk, and the wo is like whew, like when I succeeded to talk, I said this to him. Dovamo, what are you doing over there? Nihop muche tolchanka jejunri. He very calmly and seriously ke krefu shusku, to repeat dihe, to say again. I eho kopirfihilo lan panzi sevahumi. Please draw a lamb for me. Tipichralo shmalunoltru. Nihoda shalonu lo shizra shudukse lo kasemanchi. So, da, something, or some people, shalonu lo shizra shudukse lo kasemanchi, when a weird thing is too fantastical, wonderful, lo kasemanchi, shuna darsi lo nutol tinbe, do not dare to speak. No, to disobey. Isimlu loka tolrashli ke. It seemed unreasonable. It seemed crazy. Ki lo sekhabjutum la vulomin libeli kiho, 1,000 miles from the inhabited world. Fau lo numorsi shkape. At risk of death. Isemuhi naibo, nevertheless, mi tolseha lo pelji bochfo elopenbi lomidaski. I retrieved, like secha is like insert, this is like to pull out. Lo pelji bochfo, a sheet of paper, elopenbi, a pen, lomidaski, from my pocket. Ikuhimi morji, loduhumi, I remembered, loduhumi ralju shilre, that I mostly learned, filotedeske, elo shirske, elo shmashi, elo gerna ke. I learned about geography and history and math and grammar. Gihe shusku filo shmalu prenu, so I said to the little person, to fau lo numi milche sefanza toi, like while being slightly annoyed. Feloseduhu mina kakne lonu perfihi. So I said to him that I can't draw. Ipa spuda shuskudihe. He responded saying this. He responded this. Ina vajni. It's not important. It doesn't matter. Iko pirfihi lolan panzi sevahumi. Draw me a lamb. Niho minoroi pu pirfihi lolan panzi. I had never drawn a lamb. Isekihubo mi krefu finti sevahupa. And so I recreated for him pa lo re poho pichra, one of the only two pictures poi mi kakne that I knew how to draw. I lo meloganlo sin chirboa moi, the one of the closed boa constrictor. I mi traji se spaji lo nutirna lo nu lo shmalu prenu shu spuda shusku dihe. I was most surprised to hear that the little person shu spuda shusku responded dihe, this. Inahi. No, like completely wrong. Iminajisha lo melochanto poi nenri lo sincherboa moi. So I don't want lo me something moi. I don't want one of something, and the something is lo chanto poi nenri lo sincherboa, an elephant inside a boa constrictor. I lo sincherboa shumuche lo kashkape. Boa constrictors are very dangerous. I lo chanto shumuche lo kafanza. Elephants are very annoying. Ilo misdani shu shmalu muche. My house is very small. Imi nichu lolan panzi. I need a lamb. Iko pirfihi lolan panzi sevahumi. Draw me a lamb. Nihobaku mi pirfihi. And so I drew. Nihopa jundi shatlu. He looked attentively. Idihe. And then this. Inahi. Ita muche lokabilma. No, that one is very sick. Ikofinti lo trata. Make another one. Niho mi pirfihi dihe. I drew this. Niho lo mi pendo, my friend, shuchendo shisma faulo nufrahu. My friend kindly smiled while forgiving me. Izahasai dai. So Zahasai is like I clearly see, and then dai attributes it to the listener. So you clearly see ta lanpanzi nagihe lananakni. That's not a lamb. That's a ram. It's not a sheep child, but a sheep male. Ita sejirna. That one has horns. Niho mi muhi krefu finti lo mi pichra. For this. And so I again created my picture. Niho kuhi nahe sezanru tai tuhalolidne. However, nahe sezanru, it was disapproved of. Tai, like tuhalolidne, what happened to the previous one. Ita dukse lokatol shiho, that one is too old. Imijisha lolan panzi poebazehu jmive, I want a lamb that's going to live for a long time. Nihobaku, then, seshao lonun surla, without idling, without rest. Mi fau lonu suteji, lonu shoha tol jajgao lomi matra. So the subject here is me, and then there's a little aside saying Sutra Jisha, quickly wanting, Lonu Shoha Tol Jajgao Lomi Matra. Is that Shmar? Oh, disassemble. So, wanting to, like, eager to start disassembling my engine. Shu malfihi lo dihe pichra. I mabla finti. So, like, just like phoning it in, right? Lo dihe pichra. The picture below. Nihomi bashru dihe. I spoke these words. Ita tanche. Ilolan panzi poidojisha shunendri. That's the box. The lamb you want is inside. Nihokuhi, however, mi muche lokase spaji, I was very surprised, lonuviska, lonulo flira belomishitno pajni shu segusni. I was surprised to see that the face of my young judge lit up. Ita prane lokamijisha. That's exactly what I want. Ipehipe, do you think, lo vilan panzi shunichu lo muchesrasu? Do you think that this lamb needs a lot of grass? Ikihuma, why? Ikihu lo mizdani shmalu muche, because my house is very small. Ijuho banzu, imidunda lo shmalu muche lan panzido. So surely it suffices, it ought to suffice. I gave a shmalu muche, very small lan panzi lamb to you. Nihopa sahorgau lo stedu. He tilted his head towards the picture. Ina taishmalu, not that small. I wa tasipna, oh, it's asleep. Niho taila hedihu, and so mishohas eslabu, I got to know lo shmalu notru, the little prince.